So I'm looking at a chair right now. Ooh, look at the legs on that one. They're all metal and shiny. Yo, what up? It's your boy, Sam, back to you with another Gamer's Guide. That's me, Gamer's Guide galore. Today, we're going to be talking about the one, the only, the Skyrim. Yeah, that's it, just the Skyrim video game. This Gamer's Guide, though, is going to be a little bit more Switch-based. We'll have a few, like the rating. We're going to have that a little bit more on the Switch. Little things you'll see here and there, and I'll be sure to mention that it's about the Switch, okay? Cool. So, synopsis of this game. The game opens up to you and a bunch of other people on a cart headed towards the Keep of Helgen. After the keep is attacked by a dragon, you're sent on your way to Riverwood, then to Whiterun, and after that, the game really opens up and you're able to freely explore, accomplish side quests. That's when the game kind of shows its true form, in a sense. It is an RPG, action-based. It's very fun. I like it personally. Franchise. Skyrim is part of the Elder Scrolls franchise, which includes other games such as Morrowind, Oblivion, and Elder Scrolls Online. This franchise is popular and large, which I think we all expect from Bethesda. They come up with these really like beautiful universes that they kind of create out of like thin air. When you look at Fallout and Skyrim, you know, they're original, but they have some things that are, you know, not too unique. We'll talk about it later. The developer, Skyrim is developed by Bethesda Game Studios and published by Bethesda Softworks. It's all Bethesda, all of it. The systems, so Skyrim is available on the PS3, the PS4, the Xbox One, the Xbox 360, and the Switch. So it is available on the Switch now, which I don't know if you heard me say that. The Switch, you know, the little handheld console that you put in your hand, you don't have to put in your hand. You can use your feet if you're that kind of person. I don't know. The cost, though. Let's move on to the cost. Okay, the cost varies. Which it always varies, but this one's like a little too much. For the PS3, just normal edition, it's $15. That's 5 times 3, 15 quick maths. For the PS3 Legendary Edition, it's $35. That's kind of expensive if you didn't understand. For a game as old as Skyrim, $35. What are you gonna do about it? Probably buy it, honestly. But the Xbox 360. Now I couldn't find an exact price for just the Xbox normal edition and the Xbox Legendary. So it ranges from somewhere from $15 to $20. So that's like the minimum and the maximum that I could personally find at like a constant rate, if that makes sense. It's not like bidding. It's not like that. It's like they're selling it for this amount. For the PS4, $35, which is $1 less than the PS3 Legendary Edition, and the Legendary Edition comes standard with the PS4. So I feel like if you have PS4, obviously you're gonna want to get the PS4 version. The PSVR edition of Skyrim, which I've never tried. I don't have a PlayStation VR, but, you know, I've heard good things, bad things, mostly bad. Probably good, actually. It looks good. I've seen videos. Looks good. Looks good. Looks good. Looks good. PSVR, it's going to be $60. It's brand new. It just, like, came out right off the shelf, out of the closet. It's brand new. You know what I'm saying? For the Xbox One, it's going to be $40. And that's obviously the Legendary Edition, which is $5 more expensive than the PS4, but oh well. For the Switch, it's $60 because, again, brand new, and it's on the Switch. That's so beautiful. And then on the PC, it's $40. So yeah, there are your prices. It's up there, but, you know, you can probably barter around, look around, might find a better price. Probably not, though. I mean, these prices are pretty set. When you find a game that's as old as Skyrim is and you see it at this price, that's a set price usually. Let's talk about the campaign, shall we? The campaign, just the main story is so long, and it's fun, interesting, and extensive. And by extensive, I mean, it's extensive. You play as a stranger, but you soon make a name for yourself after finding out you are what is Dragonborn. After, or really during the main story, you can complete side quests for, I don't know, 90% of the game's content. Like, it has a really long main story, but the side quests are what really add to the game, in my opinion, because you can just be you can be riding around on your horse, right? And then you just see that guy, and you're like, oh, I wonder what he's up to, and you go over to him, and he's like, find my daughter, she's in a cave. You're like, oh, okay, I just gotta go do that and earn 700 gold, you know? So I think that's really fun that it does that kind of stuff. For multiplayer, For the co-op, no, there's none. There's no co-op or multiplayer. Kind of a downside, but I mean, if you play the game, you're not going to want to have other people around. You just say, hey, buddy, f off. I want to do my own thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, me too. So, what are other characteristics about this game? Because we're focusing on the Switch version, let's talk about the motion controls. They don't get the job done. What? Okay. Well, they do it too well. They're super sensitive, just like me anytime you ever talk to me. It's just, if you set the Switch down, and you might happen to attack a Jarl, and then, his house girl is like, yo, dude, and then, everyone else is like, and then just, you're walking through right one, and they're all just like, stop, So, the motion controls are irritating, and they can work, but it's a greater risk to have them on than to not, and they're a little bit confusing to disable, but, I would disable them personally for the Switch. A comparison of games. Skyrim is unique, but it's very similar to any Elder Scrolls game. And it can be carried, Elder Scrolls or Fallout alike, they're very similar. Some people call Fallout the new version of Skyrim because it's a lot like Skyrim, but it has guns and technology. So they're very similar in a way, but Skyrim has certain things that are unique about it, which make me love the game. And then obviously when looking at the Switch version, it's obviously like the other versions of the game. Because they haven't changed that much about the game other than releasing it on different things, The completion time is around 30 hours for the main story. What? 30 hours? Camp! 30 hours?
30 hours!
30 hours!
30 hours!
Oh! That's a 3-0, not like, I don't know, you could think 30 hours is 13 maybe. No, 30. 3-0. That, you understand. 10 times 3, quick maths, okay? That's heckin' crazy, bro. That's crazy, dude. Heck. Oh, it's crazy. Let's get on to the system requirements for the PC players. So, the size is 12 to 14 gigabytes, which is super small because if you know anything about this game, it's big. But the file size is relatively small for what it is. A graphics card, you need a GTX 470 or an AMD 7870. The RAM you're going to need is around 8 gigabytes, which is standard, really, for video games today in this day and age. 2034, it's going to be like, you need 18.82 million gigs of RAM. And you're like, I can't. I'm not even supposed to be alive. And you're like, you are 40. You can be alive right now. And you're like, but it seems so early in the future. And you're like, that doesn't make any sense, Sharon. Shut up. Go make me a cookie. And then Sharon's like, I can't make you a cookie. Everything's roboticized. That's not the right word. Oh, no. The processor that you're going to need is going to be an Intel i5 750 or an AMD Phenom. I thought Phenom was a typo. It's not. That's how you say it. It's P-H-E-N-O-M. Phenom. It sounds like Venom. Tom Hardy. The OS you're going to need is Windows 7 and up. No Mac. As per usual. So yeah, those are the system requirements. But let's get in to the replayability. Okay. So I'll just start. Forever! It goes forever. It generates missions after you beat all of the main side quests, the main story. It goes forever. Okay? It's not as sexy. It's not like you go up to someone and they have this interesting super backstory. Like, yeah, my family hates that family, but it's okay because we're cool now because, the gilded eagle flew across the sky and now you got to go hunt down and find the feather. It's not like that. It's more like you go up to a chick and she's like, find my doll! And then you just go buy her a new doll and then you bring it back, But I think it's something, if you want to just explore and have, be busy in the game of Skyrim, the missions that it generates, they make you a busy buddy, They make you, feel like a sense of accomplishment after you finish the entire thing. So maybe 2 months, you already beat the game 100%, and you want to play Skyrim more, but there's no more content. Well, there is. There's a few side quests that you can go off and do, and you have fun with them. And I think Bethesda, it's so sexy. Is it worth the cost? The normal edition to get these days is the special edition, and it comes standard with the next-gen consoles, along with the Switch, which is technically next-gen, which is kind of crazy, because it's crazy to think that the Switch is a next-gen console, because the idea seems simple and, not too advanced. Not something that you would see now, you'd see it a few years ago, but you see it today, and it's one of the most complex things I've ever... it's more complex than ordering a Panera Bread. You know what I mean? Because you go into Panera and you're like, hey, I want that. And they're like, You're like, okay, yeah, I'll go. And then you go to Subway and you're like, hey, what up, Subway? I want this. They're like, how do you want your sandwich? What the bleep it? Does that even mean, how do I want my, just say, what do I want on it? Don't say, how do you want your stuff? That's confusing and it gives me scaredy scares. Anyway, back to the main point. It's a really fun game and it's so long and beautiful that you'll get hours upon hours upon hours of play. And that's just the main story. Then you get even more hours on the side quests and everything. So yeah, it's worth the cost. Let's move on to the DLCs though. This game has 3 DLCs, Dawnguard, Hearthfire, and Dragonborn. Each one is really fun, and I mean really fun, and it adds to the game in a different way, you know, something new. So Hearthfire adds the construction of houses, and it's more than just what you had before this DLC was released. You can go to Falkreath, and you'll talk to the Jarl, and you can have land, and you have to mine clay and other things to get the resources to build. You need hinges, you need metal brackets, you need nail, you need these things to build this beautiful home. And when you go inside it, you can adorn it with armor, dragon trophies, just amazing things, weapon cases. And you can have kids in there, have a family running around. And it kind of gives you like a family home feel in a video game. You're an adventurer and you go to an adventure, obviously what an adventurer does, and you fight things and, but you can come home and you realize that you're a family man in this game. And I think that's so cool what that DLC added. The next one is Dawnguard, and it adds vampires. And were there vampires in the game before? There were, weren't there? So there were vampires in the game beforehand. But this one, it adds the Dawn Guard, so you're guarding the Dawn, obviously. That's what that means. You know the girl Dawn? Yeah, you have to guard her, because all the vampires want to get at that thing. You know what I'm saying? Watch out, Dawn, they're coming for you. But in reality, you're just hunting vampires and defending... Is it Dawnstar where it takes place? By Dawnstar, or is it just all over? So after learning some decent information from my friend over here, I found out that Dawnguard is everywhere, but mainly in the northern parts of the map. So like vampires live in the northwestern area. That's their, home. And then you kind of start out the Dawnguard in the northeastern area. So it's more in like the more Celtic places. And I say Celtic because when I think of Celtic, I think of cold, harsh, but lovable. I think that's what this DLC is it's lovable and it's fun. And you get to kill vampires, but dear Lord, don't become a vampire, because if you become a vampire, the game's over. Restart it, because holy crap, it's useless. Just become a werewolf. And another thing I want to mention, actually no, I don't want to mention this. I'm going to wait. We're going to get on to the rating system. The most important part of the video that takes up the least amount of time. That's right, baby. It's time for the rating hour. Okay, just the rating thing, though. We're just going to rate the game. So, let's talk about visuals, shall we? I'm going to be lenient with this game because it's older, and I give the visuals a 4 because it doesn't say graphics, it says visuals. I'm not looking at, when I look at my sword, I can see the freaking individual marks that the hammer, was used to make it. I go around the eastern part of the map, and I see all the sunsets and the mountains and the valleys and the actual fjords that are in the game, and it's beautiful. And it still amazes me in 2017. I played the game a week ago, okay? A week ago. And I went over by Markarth, which is a city in Skyrim, and it was beautiful. And it wasn't just game beautiful. It was, like, jaw-dropping beautiful because of how they've got the lighting to hit the mountains and the clouds to block it. It's amazing what they've done with this game. So visuals get a 4, and I mean a solid 4. Now, for the Switch, they get a 3, and that's for multiple reasons. So, for the Switch, obviously, it's on a handheld device, which is small. It's portable, but it is small. So, I have certain problems, like when I'm in the forest or in a very an area that's filled with trees, usually in the main game, that'll be a little lessened back. Some trees are taken out of it. They take some trees away just to help with lag and frame rate issues. And moving on to frame rate issues, when you fight a dragon priest of pretty much any kind, you get some major frame rate issues. And I think when you're fighting them, it's okay. But when you first start to walk in, or just, when you're near them, stuff is spawning in really quick. So your Switch is kind of like trying to catch up. So it lags a little bit. The third DLC is the best one. I don't know how I forgot it. It's amazing. So DLC number 3 is Dragonborn, where you have to fight this man named Miraak. Miraak. His name, Miraak, the first 3 letters, M-I-R, mean wonder. In Greek roots, not Greek, Latin roots. Roots in general? Roots. It means wonder. So his name means like wonder-ack. So that's cool. He's the first known of all of the Dragonborns. So obviously he's super powerful, super cool, but he's been corrupted, and you have to go fight him, you know? It's really cool. It takes you to a whole new land of Slothless. I don't know to say it's like Slothless Slime or something. I don't know. It's really cool, though, and I love it. I love it. It's my favorite DLC. Oh, I love it. Okay, brand new information from Cam. You can have a house in Slothless Slime. I don't know how to say it, but you can have a house there. Oh, I'm excited. Okay, I'm excited to have that. The audio also gets a 4 because the sounds are nice and clean, but they're a little bit overused, and they can be glitchy sometimes. You know, when you swing your sword, yeah, you know, or when you hit a spider, it's like, that's not the right noise, but it's like, you know, or when you hear a giant, it's like, or a dragon's like, but it's always like, it's never like, you know, it's always the same noises that you hear, and they're good noises, and you're like, they're good, but every 5 minutes it's like, shut up, you know. The Jarl's like, warrior. Oh, I kicked the mic. Oh, shut up, Cam. I'm having fun. But you know, it's just some of the dialogue is a little and some of the noises are a little you know. So it gets a 4. The Switch gets a 4 as well because obviously doesn't change that. So the Switch doesn't change the audio. Controls. I have no problem with the controls on the normal version. I've had no issues at all, actually. So it gets a 5, and it's a solid 5. I've no issues. I think it's clean, fluid, nice to play with, you know. The bow and arrow, totally fine, no issues. Usually I have a little bit of a problem with the bow and arrow, but this game, totally fine. For the Switch, though, it gets a 4, and that's because of those motion controls. They're a little bit, like, tedious to disable. It's kind of hard. You have to go to, like, settings, system, gameplay, controls, find where it's at, you know. So it's a little tedious to do, and they don't work that well if you don't disable them. So I feel like that gives the Switch a 4. On uniqueness, I think a lot of people in the room right now are going to disagree with me on what I say about uniqueness, but it gets a 4 because it's really comparable to any other RPG, really anyone ever. But when you look at the DLC and the overall lore of Elder Scrolls and Skyrim itself, it's unique, like, out the wang, dude. It's crazy unique, and you're not going to find many games more unique than this one. Okay, so it gets a 4 because it deserves it. With Miraak, that sexy mama baby, oof, he's beautiful. With the dragon priest, with the dragon, with the main dragons, with the whole story about the civil war going on in the Empire and everything. If you say that's not unique, I don't know what you're talking about, because it's crazy unique, and it's got these concepts that have never been thought of before, and they put them together, and it works amazingly. So if you say Skyrim isn't unique, just there's a door right there. Just take it. Just leave. Not yet. Like the video, but you can just leave after. Okay. For the franchise ability, dude, people are begging for the next Elder Scrolls game. They're like, please, Father, just do it. And Bethesda's like, no, you go funk yourself. You're like, Bethesda, I want it in my mouth. Okay. Do you know how bad I want another Elder Scrolls game? And I'm not talking about Elder Scrolls Online, not that bull crap, okay? I want a new Skyrim, a new Oblivion, something that I can go into and just, all over. Does that make sense? Yes. It gets a 5 for franchise ability because it's already part of a franchise, which is huge, and people want it to grow and prosper like you do a baby. Except this isn't a baby, it's a teenager, and we wanted to see it become a successful adult. You know, we want it to go work at McDonald's and just success, okay? I'm just a soccer mom who cares for my baby, and my baby is Skyrim. Okay, I'm sorry. Replayability. It gets a 5. I mean, come on, it never ends. Was there any doubt in your mind that it was going to get a 5? Really? Any doubt? Yeah, that's what I thought. So, that gives the game a 27. You know what that is? That's an S. For Skyrim. And I think those words in themselves are the same word. Super, Skyrim, combined, they're amazing together. Skyrim is unique. It's fun. And it never ends. It's overwhelming. I have played this game so many times, and I am still finding quests that I never even knew existed. And I've played the game forever. And I'm still finding new things in 2017. When did this game come out? 2011. It has been out for 6 years, and I am still finding new things. I play a lot of video games, and when I find new things in a game that I've played for 6 years, the game's good, okay? It gets an S because it deserves it. You never hear bad things about Skyrim. Maybe the load times are bad. Maybe, it has frame rate issues. But isn't it worth it to have all of those things in there? That's why this game gets an S. And when we look at the Switch version, when we look at the rating for the Switch, it's 2 points lower at 25, which is an A. And that's a well-deserved A because it has motion controls that mess up sometimes. But when you take that away, it works. So, no. You know what? Screw the script, okay? You have this gigantic game, and I mean gigantic. It is huge, okay? On a handheld device that you can take anywhere. The only thing that's going to stop you from playing this game is battery on your Switch, not the game itself. So why would I give the game an A? Why would the game not be an S on the Switch? Is it not equal to console version? You can play it anywhere. You have portable Skyrim. Yeah, once you fight a dragon priest, it lags, but then it fixes itself like that immediately. It's an S. The entire game on this Switch Super Skyrim. They're the same word, people. They're beautiful games. All of them. They're all the same game. They're all beautiful. The DLCs are sexy, just like the game itself, okay? That's it. The game gets an S all around the table. Hands down. Hands down an S, okay? So thank you. My name is Sam. It has been Sam. It is been Sam. That's right. Get dabbed on, okay? I feel like the dab was unnecessary. I apologize. I reject my dab. There, it's been rejected. That is Mirak. You probably can't see it. But maybe that was in the mic's way. Mirak, okay? He's the Dragonborn dude. He's freaking sexy, and he's not doing thumbs up, or he's not he's just there. Because that's what this game is. It's just there. And subscribe for more Gamers Guides. Subscribe for Parents Guides. Subscribe for Opinionated Gamers Podcast, where we debate games. And subscribe for the oh-so-sexy Monday show, where my boy Darren plays games. And not just any games. Games he's bad at. But at least he can own up to it. He knows he's bad at those games, and I know that he knows himself. So thanks, everybody. See you in the next one. Peace!
Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Links in the description down below. See ya!
No one can say it's bad. That's why it gets an S. Peace.